So today is the 12th of January and I'm actually 7 weeks pregnant. So after all of the stresses and the ovary drilling and all the different drugs I've been taking, I threw a bit of a wobbly in November and refused to take them when I was supposed to, because the first month I took tamoxifen at the end of October 2013. I felt really unwell the whole time I took them. So when the following month came around and I was supposed to take them again, I just couldn't face taking them because they made me feel so awful. And as the weeks progressed into December, my husband and I were talking about it and we decided, it's been 3 years since we started trying for our second baby and it clearly wasn't working, and perhaps we need to just stop. Because it was putting a lot of other things on hold and it was making everything in life a bit less enjoyable, really, because it's like always trying to chase after something that's not there, and yet we've got this beautiful little girl already and lovely house and we're very happy. So it was time to focus on that, and of course, ta-da, I get pregnant. So that was a bit of a surprise. I took the first test on New Year's Eve because I was about to have a gin and tonic, and I said to my husband jokingly, "Oh, well, while you're out, you could get me a test." Ha 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 ha. So there's no gin and tonic for me for New Year's Eve. And so I knew something was up, but I thought I just had that bug like lots of other people had, and my daughter had been sick, and I thought, maybe I've got a mild version of that because I've just been feeling a bit grotty. But it does explain quite a lot of things. I made myself quite violently ill for about 5 days after I found out, because it was just such a shock, and I was gagging and I had the worst stomach pains and I was just completely all over the place. And I think it was shock rather than anything particularly pregnancy related. So this pregnancy is turning out to be totally different experience. Obviously we've already got one and she's already 4, so that's our family routine's already pretty much set. I started teaching yoga classes, so I've gone from being a school teacher where I was pretty stationary to having to move a lot when I'm doing them. I only do 3 classes a week teaching, but it turns out that that's quite enough, thanks, in terms of, because I'm teaching beginners, I often am demonstrating things and doing them along with the class, so I do have quite a workout when I'm teaching. So I've been finding physically I'm absolutely shattered, and I need to rest in the mornings because that's when my daughter's at preschool, because in the afternoons I'm just a complete mess and I cannot move, and to the point that I even think, you can wait for your father to get home to have tea because I just can't get up. But I'm trying to ignore that because I do think if I could wallow in it. So I'm trying not to wallow in feeling tired, but I do feel quite fluey, so I feel like my limbs are very heavy, and for example, my husband's been cooking dinner for us, because if he didn't, I would just go to bed. I'd be quite happy to just not eat, which is very unlike me. And the morning sickness is mostly waking me up in the middle of the night, nausea rather than actual sickness. So I'm lucky that I'm not being sick, but I'm still hungry, which when I was pregnant last time I wasn't hungry as far as I can remember pretty much the whole time, because at the beginning I had bad morning sickness feelings, although I wasn't really sick, but I just couldn't eat very much because it just made me feel sick. And then later on, as the baby got bigger, I didn't have space, so I lost quite a lot of weight being pregnant last time. Whereas this time, I'm quite happy to eat, and I'm having to control myself because I would like to just off my face all the time. So it's turning out to be very different. I don't know if this means maybe we're not going to have a little girl, we're going to have a little boy, or maybe just every pregnancy is different, and maybe I've just forgotten, because it's almost 5 years since I found out I was pregnant for the first time, so I guess memories could fade. I mean, it's not that bad, it's quite doable. I'm lucky that I'm not working full time like I was the first time. I'm also not about to get married or move house like I did last time. So hooray, things are much easier. So I'll keep you up to date. I'm also doing a little photo diary of my bump growing. I have a feeling it's going to be here a lot sooner than at 5 months like I was with my first. Not sure how I feel about that, as I got rid of pretty much everything in my strop at the end of 2013. I threw out pretty much everything. I think I've still got a cot, and anything I gave to anyone I guess is safe. But as for, I had religiously kept all of her clothes and things like that to try and save money. I kept all the cloth nappies and I just got rid of them all. So I'm going to have to reinvest. However, the more I think about it, the less stuff I need than I think I need. So, for example, this baby can be stuck in baby grows for all I care. I'm not going to be into fancy little outfits and things like that. And I found a playmat. All the stuff that I've got left, basically, I got rid of all the stuff in the first 2 floors of the house, and then in the loft, I couldn't be bothered to go up there because I don't like it up there. So I haven't got rid of everything up there. So there's a few sort of the really nice baby toys that I was keeping to give to people, or maybe my sister if she had one or something like that. But so I've got those, but I haven't got quite a lot of stuff. Anyway, so that's not really the biggest problem. I'm super excited. This is the first pregnancy that wasn't really planned, because the first one wasn't planned, but this one we also weren't really planning because we'd gone off the idea. But anyway, it's the first one where life is quite settled. We have our home. We have a life that's quite routine. So I'm hoping that we will have a new edition come the end of the summer, beginning of September. And yes, so I'll keep you up to date with things as they progress and when we have the scans and things like that. But I just thought I'd record for the moment how I am and what's been going on. As you can see, my skin is terrible, so I'm hoping that that's going to improve. Fingers crossed. And also that I don't put on too much weight, because I am a little piggy. Although I don't like sweet stuff, so that's quite good. But I've actually discovered goat's cheese, and I don't normally eat cheese very much because I don't really like it that much. But now I'm dreaming of goat's cheese. Okay, so I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.